All right, hey honey buns, welcome back to the channel. It's your first time here ever. Welcome for the first time. I'm Meela Vanderbuilt, and tonight we are doing Second Life things. I wore my fancy glasses because I'm feeling very scholarly right now. But I hope you guys are doing well. Happy Friday. If you're here, say hi in chat. I saw Crystal here super early. Colleen, Shailena, CC, SL Amber Rose, Natal, oh, it's Jules, Nadine, Jessica. How are you guys? Happy Friday. I know I don't usually stream on Fridays, but I just didn't get a chance to do it on Wednesday. Then I was feeling under the weather Thursday, and then today felt good, so we're doing it today. But how are you guys? What are you guys up to? How was your week? Tell me all the things. Tonight I kind of wanted to do a slightly different stream. We'll see how it goes, but I really wanted to talk about like how to make the best of your Second Life. I don't want to spend like the whole time like shopping and teaching people like how to do all that kind of stuff, but really like what do people do in Second Life? What are some of the things that I wish I knew when I first joined? Where are people living? What are they doing for fun? What are they doing socially? How are they making money? Like all the different things that, you know, helps people understand what the fuck we got going on here. I shouldn't have swore. I tried not to swear within the first 5 minutes and then it just happens. But let me see. Who I miss? Padre, V-Slayer, Yam, Cheryl, Xavier, Colleen, Adonis. How are y'all? The Bob, yes, I'm here for the short hair this summer, whole summer. I'm doing it. Thank you, Padre. You got signed under a label. Ooh, what do you mean? Tell us more. Also, so at some point, if you guys are up for it, I would really love to be able to chat with you guys like live. I put a channel in our Discord server. If you're not on my Discord server, I'm gonna drop the link really quick. But it's under Hot Topics. If you want to like get on here at some point and just talk about your experience, we're gonna chat about some things. If you want to chat with me right now, like while we're on stream, join the server. Look at the Hot Topics channel. This is me still trying to get a invite link to my server, which I don't know. Oh wait, we have a command for this, don't we? Discord. There we go. Thank you, Colleen. Newly single after 5 years and need to find some more fun. I heard there's like a singles weekend or something going on. I have no idea. Yes, happy Pride Month, everyone. Happy Pride Month. I have not been in Second Life since our last stream. Okay, Discord don't work. Let's see. Also, if you guys have questions, this is one of those streams. It's not like too airtight. It's just we haven't had one of these in a minute. Hey, Al. But yeah, so we're gonna jump. I'm not even logged in. I'm over here ready to talk, not logged in. You know these guys have no lens, right? They're just like floating here. Weird. Donella, hey. Yeah. Not gonna lie, I saw someone on Facebook made a real like sideways comment earlier, and I kept them like on my list just to like see the drama and remember to go back to it later. Like a sideways pride comment. It's like, how you doing that in 2022? What's into who? Let me get Meela on. Yeah, a chill stream. I was low-key thinking we've never done just like a just chatting, just chilling type stream like we do over on Twitch where, you know, this is all the alcohol I have left, by the way. This is just some tequila and lime juice. I thought I was gonna have a drink. Yes, Nadine, here for it. All right, hold on. Let me get in to Slocum Life. All right, but once you join the Discord, I'm gonna drop it in the general chat so you can see it. If you want to chat with me about some of these topics, one of the things that I was talking about, like if I could go back to my first month in Second Life and be like, this is really what's up in Second Life, that's kind of what I want to talk about. I saw that you applied. I'll talk about that at some point too. All right, hold on. Let me type this in general real quick. Really quick. Actually, let me be specific with this. Because I feel like sometimes, like, if you want to speak, drop a message and blah, blah, blah. And people are like, oh, interesting. And I'm like, does that mean you want to speak? But anyway, hey, Aesthetic Cat. Hey, Sebastian. I'm excited. So, the reality, we'll just get into that real quick. Let me go through my announcements really quick. We have a reality show coming to Bayside, but, like, I'm producing it in a way that's very much, like, a reality show. It's not going to be all role play, which I think just based on some applications I need to clarify. Like, it's going to be you as a human being doing this job, of course, but it's like a reality show with your avatar, but also like you. And like for me, there is also going to be like scenes and clips of me in real life preparing to like go play in Second Life. Like, we're producing a whole reality show, y'all. It's about to be real extra. Real extra. Let me get my music. Do we hear music? Yes. Earrings. They want a moment before I put my headset on. I'm gonna take this off because this is just like making me cross-eyed. Congrats on what? Oh, Brian! Oh my god, that's amazing! Yeah, it's gonna be cute. It's gonna be real. You should see the marketing for it. I'm excited. Kind of like Big Brother-ish, but like more Selling Sunset. It's very inspired by Selling Sunset. Y'all can't hear the music? Is it just low? I see it. Hey, Kira! Okay. Let's switch over. Meela's in her house. Alright, is it too loud? Because now I turned it up. I want to go to the rooftop and start this. That's the only thing I hate about headsets. Like, y'all really can't see my earrings. Oh, you're gonna be doing like, what you gonna be doing? Like music stuff? Or is it like a modeling type thing? I think I had this outfit on the other day. Did I? Have I been in the same Second Life outfit for like 4 streams? I'm not gonna change. Oh, no, I might change. We may as well start there. Like, one thing I wish I knew when I first started Second Life was where to shop. One, I don't think back when I started, it was not clear that Marketplace existed. I still like shopping Marketplace. I'm very lazy generally in Second Life, so most people either go to stores to shop around or you can shop on Marketplace. But what's more popular are weekend sales now and events. I feel like very few people go to a bunch of main stores. We do events. I, of course, do Equal 10 and Access every single month. We have the Monarchy Mall, which I also do. And then there's weekend sales. There's like Happy Weekends. There's one, if you join the Access group, you get that one. Is that Happy Weekend? And then there's Saturday sale. I feel like I should grab something from the Access Weekend or Happy Weekend real quick while we talk about this. And we could like just rip the band-aid off and talk about shopping because that's all people do. It's not all people do. That's kind of why I want to make this video because I feel like lately all people do is shop, stand around and take pictures, and I'm like, there's so much more interesting stuff to do in Second Life beyond that. How I find my groups? We done forgot how to use Second Life. It's only been on like a week or so. Oh, modeling! Tell us about modeling, Jules, because that is one thing I don't know anything about in Second Life. Like, how does that work? What do you do? What are the activities? What's it mean to be signed to a label? I got a lot of energy. I say all this, but I kind of just want to go over to the mall and get an outfit. Not gonna lie. There's also, you know what? I saw, we're gonna do that one because I did see a post. I think I saved it on Facebook of one of these sales, and I was like, I need to remember to go get that when I get online. But yeah, what are some of the things that y'all like to do? Oh, that you don't need the fat pack? Yes, you don't need the fat pack. You will not wear every color. Like, legit, I got the fat pack of this because like, I'm gonna wear every color. I have worn the white one so many times. You don't need the fat pack. Unless it's like a tricky one where only black comes in the fat pack. Y'all know they do that sometimes. Damn, where's this post? Where do you see your saved posts on Facebook? How do you find things? What? Okay, I don't think I'm ever gonna find this. Use your new name? Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah, I don't fat pack. I very rarely, unless, no, there's really, I will never, because one, you're very rarely going to wear the same thing. Second, like, more than twice. I would say twice, but it doesn't happen because shopping is a very big part of the culture. I think people are constantly changing their avatars. It's gotten more crazy over the past couple of years, which is crazy because like people really be complaining about prices of stuff, but it's like y'all could slow down on the shopping, you know. I'm just saying. But it's fun. Jeans and a pepper. I can't even do jeans because I will honestly never wear two or wear a second color. All right, what was that coming up? I was trying to find that post. Damn, I don't think I'm going to. I don't remember what it was. It was something I wanted, and I saw that it was one of these like sale things, and I was like, oh, I'll look at that later. Oh, I think they deleted it or changed the privacy. That's tragic. Anyway. Also, these earrings kind of hurt. Kind of a 2-for-1. You're a model and a hostess. So you're trying to be Amber Rose. Oh, I get that. The weekend sales. But yeah. So if you're new to Second Life and you're trying to figure out where do I get all the cute stuff that everybody has, peep the weekend sales to go shopping, check out events. It's very easy to find a lot of stores. What are y'all favorite events? Because I know I focus on equal tenant access. Those are my favorites. I used to also shop Level a lot. There's like Custom 9, Cosmopolitan, and that's all I know right now. Y'all gotta tell me. Hey Ambrosia. Hey Stacy. I also had my dinner here today too, so. Whew. Carrie Fox now knocked up. Who Carrie Fox? Carrie? I've been waiting for so long, girl. I'm gonna go over to the mall. While we talk about what our favorite events are, I'm gonna find a cute outfit to put on. Just started DJing? Okay, I'm here for it. This would be a good segue into how are people making money in Second Life. So one, you can make money here. I think honestly, I kind of want to start what your motivations for joining were. I think it's so interesting to find out like why people are in Second Life, what brought them here, and what they do here. A lot of people, this is their job. Like you can do things in Second Life and make your full-time job. I'm not gonna lie, what I do now makes me the same amount of money I was making like when I first moved to LA. So like I could afford to live in LA on what I make through Second Life. I ain't gonna do that because like I'm old now and I got expenses. But people make their whole income here, and we'll get into like all the different types of things you can do. But yeah, so people come here to make money. People come here to socialize. I think it's a really interesting place to meet friends. I didn't come here to be social. Like, and I never have, and I still feel like that is like the last thing on my list. Granted, I've made some really good friends here. I've only met one like friend from Second Life in real life. But some people do that. Some people come here, they like fall in love and everything. Hey Jaira! Oh yeah, Cake Day's another event. So kawaii. Kinky event. Oh yes. But yeah, real deal, you're gonna spend money here. So if you don't want to spend a bunch of real life money, make some money. And we'll talk about ways that you can make money. But like, don't come here thinking it's gonna be free. It's not like a pay to play game, but it's a pay to play game. Back in the day when I joined though, I honestly put $20 in the game. I remember I think I spent $100 in Second Life in my entire life. Like I spent $100. I bought $100 worth of Londons. Things weren't expensive back then. That took me very far, and I never uploaded again. So there are ways you can finagle things so you don't ever have to use your real life money. It's not necessary. And I've done so many, we should probably do one soon, creating an avatar for free. Like there are ways that you can do these things. Like you could create an avatar for free and go be a stripper and make some real quick money. But yeah, I mean, you could technically, it's going to be a struggle because one, everything in Second Life is based on what you look like. So if you can't look good for free, which is it does take skill set to be able to make a really good looking free avatar. Things are easier when you can just spend some money. But everything's based on looks. It's hard to get any type of job in Second Life if your avatar doesn't look good, and that's just the reality. Like, you may have all the skills in the world, but if your avatar looks like crap, no one cares. That is just how they think. Yeah, I hustled hard. We could talk about my hustles in the beginning, because like I made money real quick, and I was like, I'm never putting money in this again. Let me find outfit. I wore Havoc on the last 2 streams. Let's see if we could find... Ooh, we should put on a mug outfit. What made you join was the flexi hair at first. I still could not go with flexi hair. Hey Justin, thank you. So yeah, so people come here, 1, to make money, 2, for friendships, 3, honestly, relationships. People date here, and we're gonna talk about dating in detail, honestly, because there are so many different ways people regard dating in Second Life, and I think it can make it either confusing, frustrating, or really exciting for people. So people also come here for dating. People come here for sexual gratification. As much as people want to make it look like Second Life is PG-13, that's all. Like, there is a sex industry up in Second Life. It is so serious. People come here for that. People come here to be artistic. There are a lot of 3D artists. There are live performers. There are people that are able to create in a way that maybe they do in real life, or maybe they can't in real life. Like, that's the one narrative I low-key hate, when people are like, people do XYZ in Second Life because they can't do it in real life. I'm so sick of that. I feel like Second Life low-key pushes that narrative a lot. People just do what they're interested in here, whether they can do it in real life or not. Like, I blacked out. But hey, Cam. Ooh, 40% off. Yeah, I've seen a new dating app. Should we look at that? I'm gonna go in order of all these things we're talking about. I'm gonna put on these little tiny shorts. What's this outfit called? I need to let things res. But with the app. Also, organize your inventory from day one. Day one. Do not ever let it get out of control. Make a closet folder. Separate your tops, your dresses, your shoes, whatever the hell, because you're gonna keep adding things in here. You're gonna start to lag, because if your inventory is a hot ass heavy mess, it does not help your performance. But you'll also waste money if you don't organize it. I buy the same exact thing so many times. Wait, what it? I missed it. Don't fall in love unless you meet in real life. We're gonna talk about relationships, y'all. Alright, I feel like we need to do this in categories. I need to organize life real quick. Let's start. So we were kind of on the what was your motivation to join? Why are people here? Why are people even here? For me, I personally heard about Second Life, 1, because I remember there was an MTV show on it, and I remember that MTV show attracted one of my friends, but I still was not into it. But then he wrote a paper for a sociology project about like how people were, I don't know, I forgot what his paper was about, but it intrigued me. I came here out of pure curiosity, but it wasn't like because I couldn't do something in real life. That is like my least favorite narrative. Because, like, we can do, like, all the things that I do in Second Life, I could do in real life. I mean, except for, like, I guess build a city, but, I mean, I've done real estate stuff. But what else? Some people come here just to, like, dress their avatar up, make an avatar. Some people come here, too. I've seen a lot of transition stories in Second Life, so I'm wondering, like, from that perspective, if it does make things more comforting. But, bitch, where are her arms? Joined because of the pandemic. I know a lot of people joined during COVID. Like, we were all home alone, bored as hell. I was loving being home in the beginning, not gonna lie. I started my YouTube channel during COVID. Like, I'm eating my dinner, y'all. I'm sorry. It's just like sitting here. It's like creamy because it's keto. But yeah, so you'll notice there are a lot of people here for a lot of different motivations. I think the one thing that I've learned is there are so many different types of people who are here for different types of things, and they regard things very differently. So do not expect to come here and only find like-minded people. I think that's like the one mistake, and I think that is one beauty of Second Life. There are so many different types of people who think differently, and I think that creates the most friction for people in Second Life, especially people who haven't experienced, a lot of people who don't think like them, who don't look like them, who don't want what they want in life. I think that's what creates the friction. I think that's what creates the drama and the gossip sites and all of that, because people are expecting people to be like them. There are so many differences here, and that is one thing. Like, be prepared, or just like be curious about other people's cultures and way of thinking. I think I'm so curious that I have avoided drama, because honestly, I be curious about how people think, and then if I don't like it, I just don't care. I'll move on. Yeah, you can do so many things. Woo! I don't know why I thought, jalapeno for my first bite was a good idea. But since we're talking about that Thunder app, I kind of want to pull it up. Let's talk about dating in Second Life. The customization, shopping. Actually, rewind for a second. That's another thing too. I think a lot of people join for the like kind of gamification type thing. Like, not necessarily like playing it like a game, but this whole concept of having an avatar, dressing it up, customizing it, playing it. We've been doing that stuff like all of our lives. Especially like me, I grew up on The Sims. I am not into The Sims anymore. No, that's a lie. I think I'm just not into The Sims 4. But like, for someone who grew up on The Sims, this seems like a cool option. Like, I remember Busted Out was my game. So there weren't very many options to like look beautiful and fun and have an avatar with curves. Like, that always appealed to me. Bitch, I thought those were real people for a second. Whew. Allie, I feel like, but for a lot of people, I've noticed this. A lot of people, because I've always lived in really big cities. I think that's the one thing. I've always lived in very large cities. And you're used to, or in like worked in environments where so many people are different cultures, different educational backgrounds, different socioeconomic backgrounds. I think a lot of people that I come across in Second Life, I'm not gonna lie, I don't think they've ever experienced it. And honestly, there are people like that in real life. So I remember my first year of college, the amount of like people that I was meeting who had never been in a classroom with like a black person. Like, there are lots of places in the world where people are surrounded by sameness. And I think sometimes they end up in Second Life, and sometimes it's a culture shock. Like, there are so many different types of people here. Woo. Yeah, and I remember back when I wanted to play The Sims, I wanted to be able to play The Sims with other people, and that wasn't an option back then. And I was like, oh, Second Life will be like that. And it kind of is like that. It's like The Sims with people. Okay, should we get into dating? Do y'all want to get into dating? How do I voice chat through your Discord? You gotta say it, and then I have to give you a role, and then I'll invite you like when the time is right. Okay, you gotta say it in the hot topics, or I won't see you. Actually, tell me here too, because then I like block out. But how was your blind date? I streamed a blind date once. So dating in SL is very interesting. And I did a video on relationships, and honestly, I need to redo the video. I need to do it over because my world has changed. The way I look at Second Life dating has changed. I've experienced several new things, so everything on that has changed. But people in Second Life, they date each other, and there are different ways of dating. Very traditionally, I think that I didn't realize this was the norm because it wasn't the norm for me, but people date here and form real relationships, like relationships that transcend just Second Life. Like, they might be a couple in Second Life, but it also impacts their real life, and they're like basically in a long distance relationship. I didn't know that was as normal as it is. Like, I didn't know that was a thing here, but people do that. I have seen people like meet up in real life and get engaged and get married from the relationships they have here. And what I always think is super interesting, hey Meela, what I think is super interesting is naturally I can see why people connect on a very deep level here. I think it's very similar. We all saw the show Love is Blind, and I think you can experience what those people on Love is Blind experience but you're doing it in Second Life. That's why I think I liked that first season. Second season was garbage, but the first season was so interesting. So I was like, this is kind of what it's like in Second Life. You end up just talking very openly with people, which like is a good and a bad thing, but you get very, I think, comfortable and you talk about things on a deeper level. There's no reason to come to Second Life and do small talk, and for me personally, I hate small talk. So you get to deep shit real quick in Second Life, and you really get to know people on such a deep level. That's why I think it's an interesting way to date. For me, that still wasn't it. I would still do that and still say, I don't know you in real life. I'm taking what you say with a grain of salt. It's the moment in real life. But there are a lot of people who date in both worlds. Like their partner in Second Life is also their like long distance partner in real life. Luck for them if they live in the same city. But a lot of people meet up and get like married. Hey, Choi. Don, I'm with you. So I was like Don. He said, I trust no one on SL. That was me in the beginning. I was like, everyone's here just to play. And if I date you here, it's like playing house. I'm just going to play house with you here. You don't need to know my real life. I was with my first partner in Second Life for 2.5 years. This man did not know my name. He did not know what I looked like. I don't even think we voiced back then, so he had never heard my voice. Towards the end, I remember we started using Kick to talk out of game, so I didn't even see him if I wasn't in game. Didn't see or talk to him if I wasn't in game. Towards the end, we started talking outside of it. But that's what it was, and that's what it is for a lot of people still. It is still very much a play relationship. It could be role play, that could be in character the whole time, or it could just be like, you are my internet boyfriend. If I'm not in Second Life, I'm not thinking about you. And I think that's how I was for years. You met your real life husband on SL? Oh my God, I want to hear more about it. I really want to hear about y'all dating experiences. So if you do want to call in and chat, please join the pinned Discord. And either say it in general or just say it in the Hot Topics channel, wherever you want to say it. Tag me and say, let me talk. But I was very much that way. Like it wasn't a real relationship with me, but granted, like you care about these people. You are talking to them every day. So like I think I regarded him, if I had to separate, in real life I would consider him a friend. In Second Life he was my like partner or boyfriend, but in real life I wasn't thinking about him. You know what I mean? Me and my partner met via Final Fantasy, but dragged him second up. I'm here for it. Sorry. But so that's the second type. Is there another type? How else do people date? My dating stories of late have been tragic. Because I've also seen people who like are dating in Second Life and they have some sort of real life connection, but they're not tied to each other in real life. People do that too. Like, end of the day, there are so many different ways to date. And I used to think that was like the biggest part of it. I was like, you need to ask people day one meeting them, if you're interested in them, how they date in Second Life. Like, are they trying to have a real life relationship? Is this just for playtime? Is this going to be just role play? Like, I used to think that was the important question. I don't even think that is. You should clarify those things though, because it can be very disappointing when y'all don't date the same way. I remember I was super surprised because I did have that conversation with someone one time, and then I went on a real life date that they found out about, and they were not happy, and I was like, the fuck, who are you? Stranger. So it's a wild world, but like, be real with people from the beginning. Be honest with yourself. I have been in situations where like, I don't even want to know anything about your real life. I don't want you to talk about your real life. I just want to keep it here and keep it to like philosophy. Like, I think a lot of my early relationships, because people are always like, what do you talk about if you don't talk about real life? Because I wasn't talking about real life. I didn't want this person in real life. I wouldn't even talk about it. But it was like, there's still so many things that you can get to know about a person without knowing where they live or what they look like. And I think that's super interesting. Oh my gosh, Stacey, we will get to BTA. A lot of people now in SL want to date. They jump into the, oh, what do you do IRL? What do you look like? Let me see. And I was like, dude, stop. You're obvious cute, and your real life might mess that up for me. That was me. It was like, I don't want to know anything about your real life because I don't want you in real life. That was me. You could think being bi on SL and Boo would be easy. It wasn't. I had a lot of toxic relationships on IMVU. Yeah, I've heard IMVU's Madland. Okay. Padre, I'm going to bring you on. Hold on. I created the role and then I forgot to give it permissions. Let me add permissions to this channel real quick. Where's the role? Discord, don't be weird. Let me scroll. There we go. Oh shit, wrong channel. I meant to do it on the voice channel. Let me just create one. Hold on, let me check on y'all real quick. Sabotaging stuff. Hey Nikosi! Was with my ex-wife for 4 years, then she took off and left me. I fell into deep depression. I met this guy. Wasn't into guys at all, but he was so great. This is your second life? Like wife took off? I want to eventually, as I said, want to work for me. Yeah, for sure. Okay, hold on. I'm like reading y'all answer and stuff. Let me do this really quick. Let me fix the permissions. Another thing too, so because people date differently in Second Life, you know, there's always that conversation where people are like, if you have a relationship in Second Life, are you cheating on your real life partner? And like I said, I dated so differently in Second Life. I would even say this is just like internet boyfriends period, because like I said, I joined other gaming communities and I would have my little internet boyfriends. And for me, because I wanted nothing to do with you in real life, I was like, why would that be cheating? Like, granted, you have to make sure things are cool with your partner. You have to tell them like what's up, which I think a lot of people don't be honest about. I had an experience, but hold on, I'm still doing this. Okay. Padre, I am adding you. I'm gonna turn the music down really quick. Now, I'm only gonna keep y'all on for like a couple of minutes. So, just know that. And then... Damn, how am I gonna direct you here? Check the live channel and the upcoming content category. It's so hard to like direct people where to go for voice channels. Oh, we never did the rooms of core challenge. We didn't finish that. I was just be forgetting shit, not gonna lie. Alright, I got Padre. Hey!
What's going on?
Hold on, let me adjust the volume so they can hear you.
Need to mute your YouTube channel.
You can hear YouTube? Oh wait, you. Got you.
Right.
Alright, Padre, what are you talking about?
Man, what's going on, Meela? What's going on, chat?
Hey.
Been on Second Life for 10 years, right? And what got me on was I had this cable guy over at the house fixing my cable. But at the same time, I was on MySpace doing poetry. And so he was like, so you're interested in poetry? I'm like, yeah. He was like, well, I sing, but it's hard for me to do it in real life. So I go to Second Life. Have you heard of that? I was like, nah, what's that? So that's what got me interested with Second Life. Then I went to YouTube and watched some YouTube videos. Soon after that, I joined Second Life.
That's cool. What I always felt like when I joined, sorry if my mouth is like full, but when I joined, it seemed like such a secretive thing. Like people did not want anyone to know they were in Second Life. But what about relationships? Have you ever gotten into a relationship here?
Heck yeah. 2 marriages, 1 boyfriend girlfriend situation, relationship. I thought that relationships and marriages were strictly role play. And no folks was really putting their emotions into it. I knew that, the whole quote unquote, there are real people behind the avatars. I was like, duh, but I
Yeah.
didn't know the extent to how people got emotionally involved with Second Life.
Yeah. I feel like same boat. I
As
joined
a,
around the same time too, and I didn't realize how emotional it was. I think I honestly didn't realize until like this year.
I didn't know how people got attached to the avatars
How
with
so?
on First Wife.
Hmm.
Um, we had land together, and I was out late night. Came back to the house, and there was two guys having sex with our avatar,
With
and
her avatar?
chased them out the house or whatever. But I forgot to get the picture so I can turn them in the Lennon Lab. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Um, but that morning, whenever she came online, I told her, and she was so distraught, so out of it. She was like, she's about to go get her brother, her crew, and try to hunt down whoever was having sex with her avatar.
Um.
And
Yeah,
I
I
mean, she was
remember.
so into it that I got into. I was like, yeah, let's go.
Hmm. That's tricky. I remember there being a conversation about that on Facebook. Like people were talking about. Well, one, I should mention that too. We're giving tips on like what I wish I knew. Don't sit on shit anywhere ever. Like my avatar never sits because I have also like come back to my someone sitting on furniture with my avatar now in a sex pose out of nowhere. So that's what he's talking about. I guess she was at your house. Someone like went there that you guys didn't know and was basically in a sex pose with her while she wasn't there that she didn't like consent to or say anything. So I remember there was this huge conversation on Second Life Facebook for a minute about like how violating it is, and some people didn't think it was violating. I don't know. It's a tricky one, but
There's always an argument about the levels of how far you take Second Life.
yeah.
The whole, is it a game or is it a lifestyle?
Oh yeah. Oh my God, we gotta talk about that question today. Do you call Second Life a game or no?
Call it both,
Yeah.
because it's a hobby. I've been on here for 10 years, and I do leave my account on throughout the day, throughout the night,
Hmm.
except for like when I'm going for real life appointments or whatever.
Yeah.
I shut down. But I wouldn't want anybody to come violate my avatar either.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I wouldn't get distraught.
Yeah, it's I
I
don't.
mean,
I literally because it's happened to me because because I own a strip club here and I used to leave my avatar sitting around. And I remember I would come back like, no, you didn't just get off to me without paying. I think that was my
wow.
issue. I didn't feel violated though because I mean I don't have a super strong connection to my avatar. I think this is another thing too where people refer to their avatars like me or I. I've never referred to my avatar as myself. Like I always say her. So I think just like psychologically, some people identify so strongly with their avatar and they say like this is me, this is an extension of myself, and I could see how like someone doing something to their avatar that they didn't agree to, I could see how that could be violating. And I think this is another situation where there's no right answer. Like there are people who are going to feel violated because they have that connection, and there are people who
Right.
consider this like a third party so they don't. So I think I remember people were like fighting about that hardcore. Like people were pissed because they said it disrespected people in real life who've been violated and like all this stuff. But I'm like, there are just different levels to how people
Right.
regard things. But Padre, thank
I
you for joining. I'm gonna bring Adonis on, but if you want to like
Hey,
pop back
thanks
in
for
at
having
any
me.
point, feel free to.
I had fun at that the touring of your property.
Oh yeah, that
That
was
was fun.
you.
Yeah.
I remember
Yep,
that.
yep.
That was fun.
All right. Thanks, chat. Thank you, Meela. I'm going to continue to watch your video,
All
and
right.
hope to come back and talk with you soon.
Alrighty. Take care.
All right.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
First of all, I feel like super podcasty right now. Should we be a podcast? But let me catch up with you guys, and then Adonis, I'm gonna bring you on. What I miss? Scared to accept compliments because you don't want to go in the possibility of a romance. Prefer to your avatar in the third person too. Yeah, see, I don't have any emotional connection to Meela. If for whatever reason she got deleted tomorrow, I'd be more pissed at the money in my account versus her losing her. I would just make her again. So I don't know. I have no connection. um, there was something someone said about, I think it was Choi that mentioned it. As soon as you meet someone, they immediately go into like diving into your real life. And I think that's another situation. Again, people are going to want to say their way is the right way. That's another situation for me. I'm not going to talk to you about real life. Even now, I think I do this. And even though I've like opened up a lot more, because like, how can I hide at this point unless I'm on an alt? If I'm on I do have an alt that I go on. No one knows who I am. I refuse to voice on her. You're not going to ask me a single question about my real life. If it's an issue, I'm going to sass you because she's a rude biche. That's where I go when I'm frustrated at people. But it's weird, and like a lot of people, not that it's weird to ask. It's weird that people can't understand. Some people want privacy here, and some people don't. But I think even still, I'm very private, and even when I'm having conversations with people that I've met in Second Life, I don't naturally ask about their real life. I mean, I let them offer up as much information, but I've also had people say like I don't seem interested in them because I'm not asking these questions, and it's like I don't really want to know unless you offer it up. But for me, I curve those questions, and then ultimately I will just kind of remove those type of people from my Second Life if they push it. If they're like ask and I say no, I'm not into that, and they're like cool, that's fine, and move on, cool. But I honestly don't even think a friendship or relationship for me can last with someone who pushes for real life information constantly. But yeah, no. All right. Yeah. Let me bring Adonis on. Adonis said they have what was I saying? Something to say about relationships. All right, Adonis. Adonis, if you can hear me, look at there's a live channel that I'm sitting in. Just pop in when you're ready. Also, let me catch up. This is fun. We should do streams like this. I'd be looking at Avi's first life pick. I mean, I do too. I'm not going to say I haven't. Actually, no. Back then, though, I wouldn't. I was very afraid that people would ruin my fantasy. And I'm like, I'm here for the fantasy. I'm here for what your avatar looks like. That's how I'm imagining you. And, like, there's always that comment, like, people are... Like, these are people behind the avatar. I knew that existed, but, like, they were still their avatar. Hey, Donis! Oh, hey!
Hey, girl.
How goes? I have not heard your voice in so long. Oh my gosh.
No, I haven't heard. Well, obviously, I watch your videos, like when I'm bored at work or whatever. So it's like I hear you all the time, girl.
But
it's
not one on one.
So good to like just. I know it's so good to just talk, girl. Chat, whatever.
Yes.
Hi, chat. What's poppin'?
All right, what you got
it's
for
Adonis. Okay, so I was listening to what is it, Purgy? Is it Purgy? Punji? I'm so sorry if I'm messing up your name.
Purgy? Oh, okay. That was Padre. Yeah.
Padre. Oh wow. I'm actually, so sorry.
Wait, now I'm doubting myself.
I
think it's
but
Padre.
Like yeah, okay, so like I was listening to like what he was saying like about like, you know, people getting invested like in relationships like with the avatars. And I used to be like on the other end of like, you know, being super invested because I've like done this whole like internet, you know, thing with SL, IMVU for like 10 plus years. So it's like, you know, I started out as a kid being super invested because like I was just all like, oh, I'm never gonna find love in like real life.
Yeah.
So it's like I would get into wanting to be with someone like intimate or whatever. But of course, like as you get older and you start to understand and like say, okay, these are like two separate things or whatever. But I think like in the beginning, questions have to be asked, and which is why like I'm so big on asking questions. Like if you are gonna like date somebody on Second Life or whatever, I feel like asking questions is so huge and so important. Like, what is the intention? Like what? Like, is this just like role play? Do you want to incorporate real life? Like, because honestly, me personally, I'm like an open book. Like, you can ask me about my Second Life. Like I literally like don't mind sharing about my life because like I really don't care. Like if
Yeah.
somebody had a hit out on me, shit, do it. Like I don't care. But
Mm-hmm.
I just the intention of like what do you want to know, whatever. Because like I will say, like in my past experiences, like if you FaceTiming me and if you calling me, first of all, if we exchange numbers, I take it as like, okay, you want this to be like a real life thing.
Yeah.
Like if you talking to me about your daughter, your family,
Mm-hmm.
how you got to pay this next bill or whatever, like we together, okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
we real life. But it's like you know, dudes get weird and they're like, well, no, this was just role play. Like, honey, I was spending real money. I don't know what you're talking about. Like,
Yeah.
it'd be like role play. Like, these ain't Linda's. This is like real money that we talking
Mm-mm.
about. Like, if you actually on my phone, like FaceTiming me, like real life, and you want to act weird and like,
Yeah.
basically doopty doop with a friend of mine. First of
Oh.
all, for those of you who are queer, first of all, happy Pride Month. First of all, but I'm pretty
Yes.
sure y'all can relate to like the community being small and everybody kind of like dipping and doing everybody in the circle or whatever. And it's like, don't nobody want to be with nobody that's gonna like flirt with my friend, and it's
Mm-hmm.
just it gets weird, and it's like, child, I don't want no parts or whatever. But but yeah, I literally just like came on to be like the perspective of like you know also being like involved, just
Mm-hmm.
depending on the level. Like I feel
Yeah.
like if we're exchanging numbers and everything, exchanging pictures and stuff like that, then it's like, okay, then you want to be like real life.
Yeah. And
Because
honestly, I
like,
think I talked about this once a long time ago. I honestly think it's
mm-hmm.
the responsibility of the person. I don't know, maybe both, but I always felt like I was the
No, I
one
feel like
that
it is
had to
both.
say, it was like my responsibility to say this is not real life, because I know, like for me, I could talk to someone on the phone all
Mm-hmm.
night. Now I could probably FaceTime
Mm-hmm.
with someone and still not develop any type of romantic or emotional connection with them. But honestly, we talked about this
Right,
before too. I
right,
consider myself aromantic and I'm on an asexual spectrum. So it's very easy for me not
mm-hmm.
to feel those things. So I always felt like it was my
Yeah,
responsibility. Like
mm-hmm.
I may be getting into this heavy. It's not necessarily role play, but it's not me being interested in you in real life at all.
Right,
Because it's so
mm-hmm.
easy. And I remember that used to be like where that was my boundary. Like I don't want real life, so I'm
Mm-hmm.
not gonna voice with this person. I'm not gonna do X, Y, Z. But now that I've kind of opened up
Right,
more, I do find myself doing those type of things with people in the Second Life. But
right.
it can be very like you can get caught up real quick. Like those are real emotions, and
You
this is like a
can.
real human you're talking
Mhm.
to.
Yeah, mm-hmm. And like really too, honestly, like it really just depends on like who you're talking to. It really depends on like the person and their emotional intelligence, where they
Yeah,
are in life or whatever. Because like if you're able to talk to somebody and literally they can understand like your boundary or whatever, then you got yourself a winner. If you got somebody who pressing you like, oh, but you tripping, honey, ain't it?
yeah,
Let them go, honey, because like I feel like somebody who's well, I'm just assuming people who play Second Life are adults
yeah,
or at least close to an adult, because you know like we should be able to have like grown folk talk and be all like, well, listen, this is my boundary. This is what I
exactly.
expect as far as like my space and everything like that. So it's like I would want you to respect that. Vice versa, if somebody said, hey, this is my boundary, don't cross this and whatever, like we should be able to like respect that. And if you ain't willing to
Yeah,
respect that, then it's like, what we doing? Why are we talking? Like, why
exactly.
are we in the mix?
But yeah, like those conversations are so important. And I think people who play Second Life,
Yeah.
we're a little more comfortable having those conversations. So I would say anyone that's coming here from another community, like be prepared for it.
Mm-hmm.
I will say I learned this lesson
Right.
from GTA. Some of the people that I've met through GTA, because we have these normal conversations and these relationships
Girl.
that are like this. Like
Um,
I don't want you in
right.
real life, I promise you, but I'm going to have
Right.
all my
But
internet
I
run until you set up a boundary. And a lot of them are uncomfortable
right.
doing so.
Right. But I feel like GTA is such a whole another community in itself,
There's
honey.
something else.
Because child, listen, the men are weird. Just
Yeah. Yeah. See,
they
I
are
didn't know if it
weird.
was a GTA thing, or I was like, is this just like a gaming thing? Are gaming communities like this, and Second Life is the
No,
unicorn?
no. It's like there really is like a different like there is a difference. There are
Yeah.
similarities, but there are different like types of like people who like operate or whatever. And I feel like people, most of the dudes that be on GTA that like be trying to get folks, I'm just like, you're doing too much, sweetie. You're doing it's too much.
They are
Same with like
pushy.
they are very just how like if I were to meet a dude like down the street, just press. I'm just all like, can I help you?
Yeah. Yes. It's funny because like. I don't even know. We got to do a whole different video about GTA and stuff like that because
You do, honey.
Raiden just said they're pushy. They are pushy, and I remember
They
like people,
are.
even to this day, like there are still people I meet in GTA, and they're like, they want my real life name, they want to know where I live, all this information. Meanwhile,
Yeah.
they're like married with children. It's like, why are you trying to get to know me like that? I'm just trying to play a game with you,
Baby.
and then you look
Listen,
crazy.
and
I was
baby,
like,
and look like a whole foot
right,
trying
like
to
no,
press up
ma'am.
against me. Like, child, you got chapped lips and you bald. How are you worried about me? What I got going on?
But yeah.
Honey, bye.
So in Second Life, we have these conversations. We have very different levels of involvement, I would say, when it comes to relationships. And it's like, literally do whatever you want to do. Like, have as much fun as you want
Right.
to, but just be real about what you're there for.
Right.
But it's
And
crazy.
I guess that's yeah, and I guess that's what like I wish I would have like known. Like from the start. Because when I first started SL, like I was like a teenager. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, kind of like a teenager or whatever. But I didn't really get the mechanics of SL. I literally come from like IMVU, and it's like totally different mechanics. But it's like when I did join SL, like I just well, like I said, I came because of the flexi hair. I wanted my hair to move. That was like my whole selling point. I was like, oh my gosh, you can have flowing hair or whatever. Of course, like my whole perspective and thoughts have changed, and like really what SL can do, and like a sense of like expression, which is what I kind of like about Second Life is endless abundance of expression through all different types of avenues. But like that's something I wish I would have like learned is like to just one, like not necessarily keep your guard up, but don't like have such an expectation of like this is what this is, just kind of just like let things flow and let people like show you who they are or whatever, and like just kind of fill them out instead of just automatically thinking like, oh my gosh, they like a picture, that must mean they like me. And it's like, girl, bye. No, they don't, they just like the picture.
And honestly, I think also this is a really good practice. So there are so many things I want to like comment on that. Well, the first one is I think it's interesting when you join SL in your life. Like I was 23 years old when I joined, and like that's why I think my experience is very different. But if you joined as a teenager, I can see how that could be, like how you could feel very attached to your avatar. I could see how like your experiences could be shaped in a different way. Like I knew what I didn't want in here. I had my slew of relationships. I knew what I wanted in real life in a relationship, and I knew he wasn't about to be in Second Life. So like that's always how I've operated. But the second part is I think here is where you can genuinely say like I am not wrong for thinking or feeling the way I want to feel. Like I used to always feel like people literally would come down hard on me because I was like, yeah, I've been talking to you for 2 years. I don't like you in real life. And like, I was like, people would call me like a psychopath or a sociopath. And I'm like, that's just what it is. That's the reality. Here, I think you really have to stand strong in what you believe. Because when you get in one of those situations where you're like giving in to someone else's beliefs, you're all types of fucked up. Hold on, I'm hearing so much in Second Life. But there are always going to be so many other people out there who like are on the same page as you. You don't have to give in to having a relationship that somebody else wants. Like you can have it your way.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Because I mean, there are like you said, there are plenty of people who are like, especially now we're in what 2022. honey, like people are so open to, doing different things or whatever. Child polyramics is like a whole thing. So it's like
Mm-hmm.
they be having girlfriend, boyfriend, bro. Like everybody would are literally with everybody.
Yeah.
That's not my tea, but hey,
Yeah.
kudos to you, honey. I can't be sharing. I don't share.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't gonna share me. I'm one of a kind.
Yeah.
So it's like literally just like having those like honestly, and maybe because like I scare people off because I'm just very much so like this is what it is. Like let's have this conversation now. I'm not trying to like
Mm-hmm.
fluff up till we get to like month 3 and now we're
Yeah.
just all like, so like what do we do? No, we ain't
Yeah.
doing the whole what are we doing.
No.
It's either we is or we ain't.
It's funny because this
Like,
also, I wish this person was available. So I recently befriended someone. He and I date
mm-hmm,
very differently, or we look at even like
mm-hmm,
flirting very differently. So I'm like, if I'm taking the
mm-hmm.
time out of my day to have a flirty conversation with you and we're talking about we like
And
each
that's
other,
so hard
I
to
want
do.
like we
I
gonna be
know.
something. You ain't gonna be
Right,
having me on
exactly.
Thursday and flirty conversation with someone else on Friday, and then
Thank
this person on like
you.
we just aren't gonna do the flirty shit. So it's funny. Me and this person
I'm
have decided to be friends. I was like, don't flirt with me, don't talk like that to me,
exactly.
because I will get caught up, and like not in a way where I want you in real life, but I'm gonna be caught up like I want you to be my little internet boo. But
Exactly.
I ain't down for like being one of seven or one of two any like at any point. But
Exactly.
like that's fine. And then there are so many people who are like, I don't give a fuck. I'm having fun. That's what I want to do. I'll see you Friday. I got my Wednesday boo. I've got my like skiing boo or whatever.
Yeah.
There are so
And I
many
think if
different
people would,
ways.
yeah, and I think if people would just be upfront and just say that,
Yeah.
then like people would be like good. Because it's like,
Mm-hmm.
because listen, you could tell me what it is from the jump, and I'm like, okay, cute.
Exactly. So like I've
Have fun,
now
boo.
realized that conversation is just as important, almost like more important than the how do you date in Second Life? Do you do in real life? Blah blah blah. Like you literally have to
Mm,
establish how you date in Second Life first, because that's where all
right.
the drama's coming from, I think. Because honestly, I always see these posts where someone's like, "This person is what?" Sorry, I just got so distracted. But this person is
No,
doing
you
this,
good.
or like I'll see two people on Facebook and drama, and I'm like,
Hmm.
I don't think either of them is wrong in this situation. I think they just weren't right
Girl,
for each other, and they shouldn't have tried.
listen.
I'm like a proponent of if two people are not meant to be friends or in a relationship because they think that differently, then just nip that shit
Hmm.
in the bud. Just like get rid of it.
Girl, and I just recently got off of some Facebook drama with a
Mm.
dude who tried to post a picture talking about, yeah, with my new Valentine boo. And I'm just like, first of all,
Oh.
sweetie, get the quality of the picture right before you try to like act like you leveled up. Like, boy,
Uh-uh.
bye. And
I
this
could
and this
not.
the same and this the same dude that would be on my phone 3 o'clock in the morning talking about, yeah, my kid this, my kid that, yeah, I'm about to level up in the world. I'm just all like, oh my gosh, that's so
Mm.
cute. Child, these men are weird. I can't. I got stories for days, but we would be
Yeah.
here for another 3 hours, and I know other people want to talk. So
I'm dead. But I appreciate it. Thank you for joining.
thank you, babes. Thank
Alrighty.
you guys. Bye.
Yeah. All right, let me catch up. Hold on. I know I'm missing so many of your chats. Sorry. People still get angry when they send me IMs. I tell them I'm asexual. They be saying I need to post it in my profile. Bitch, no, because you shouldn't assume because I have a conversation with you that I want to have sex with you. That's just weird. That's weird. If I'm going to say anyone's wrong, that's them. But yeah, I dislike people trying to manipulate you into those situations. I had to deal with that too much. Yeah, I honestly feel like coming to Second Life, be prepared for. I think there's a lot of manipulation that goes on, and I don't know. I don't necessarily think it's all intentional, but I think it's that thing where people can't recognize that other people do not think like them and live their lives very differently. So like, I've seen people like say little sideways things like, "Who this? Hold on." That's a cute avatar. But I forgot what I was saying. Lost a thought. People harass others over their sexual preference or lack thereof. So why the fuck they want people to expose themselves basically just because it's the internet? Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna bring on Jules. I'm gonna give you the role. Just pop in when you're ready. Um Jules, you got it when you want it. But let's see. Yes. I consider myself, so I've had this conversation, I know, and let's see. Well, I think I've had it twice on the channel. And I've got 300 videos, apparently, or 300 streams. So I haven't had it very much. But I do consider myself demisexual. Like, I'm literally, I can be a very sexual person. That's why people are always like, how do you have the club that you have and the experience? Hey.
Okay.
But how do you have the experiences that you have being asexual? And I'm like, it's not necessarily, that's not how my sexuality works. Like, I very much love sex and sex stuff. I just don't like people all that much.
Talking about myself.
Nope, can you hear me? Nope, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hey.
I'm sitting here like, am I talking by myself? Like, hold on.
Hi. Welcome. Hey.
First off, love the stream and love that person who just talked. I live for him. So my big thing about Second Life, when I first joined Second Life, I got caught up with some really bad people. And one thing that doesn't really get talked about is the cybersecurity of Second Life. And how easy it is to get your computer fried or hacked or anything. And that is a big thing, like I like to bring awareness to, is people need to have VPNs or some sort of protection to their computer, because it is so easy to get access to whatever. We live in a day where internet is data's being shared everywhere and all that, and nobody wants their data flowing. I sure don't. But for financial gain, I'm not big into that. I'm more for RP purposes and social status and stuff like that. Because I replaced Amber Rose, so like, of course, I got to build my celebrity profile. That's pretty much it.
Well, I really want to get into the security chat because I remember we used to even talk about this in club. So one, there are things like VPN. Keep your VPN on. It's very easy, and people do it so often. People share links in World often. They share marketplace links, Gaiazos, and they're not necessarily the correct link. There's so much phishing done in Second Life, it's crazy. Like, they pop up in group chats, they'll pop up anywhere, and they're very easy to fall for. I've fallen for a couple before too. I've had some, have I talked about this? I've had someone from Second Life show up to my apartment in real life, and like, I straight up moved. But
oh my god.
And I'm someone who's like worked in cybersecurity, and I'm like, it's easy to get caught up. So I live for a VPN. I'm always on them. The first one I ever used was IP Vanish. It was like $20 a quarter. I now just use the Norton one. But there's a few. I have a few I use. What's the one with the shark? Something. But those are important. There's other things too, though, that I didn't realize people were doing until I witnessed it. People will ask you lots of questions that are related to your real life, they will literally sneak in your security questions in there. So I saw it happen in the club once. And I remember I was like watching this girl have a conversation with a dude, and I'm like, these are weird questions to ask. I'm like, why is she answering these questions? But like, it was a broad conversation. He was very likable, but they were her security questions. Like, he got those questions out of their overall conversation, and she did end up getting hacked. But the whole time I'm just sitting there curious, like, what is happening here? Like, what are they doing? Like, people will do that too. They'll get to know you so they can kind of figure out things that are your security questions, so they could just like get your password that way. Luckily, like, Second Life now has two-factor authentication, but it doesn't apply to viewers. I don't know if it applies to the Second Life viewer, but it don't apply to these other viewers. We can still log in any old way. You can do everything that you could do through Second Life, like in someone's viewer. And if you get hacked and it's a user error, honestly, you're not going to get all that much support from Second Life. So I know people are like, Second Life needs to resolve this, blah, blah, blah. But like, they're going to do so much if it's your fault. If you lose all your money and they consider it your fault, they're not going to help that much.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, what do you expect them to do when you were the one that gave the information out? It's that is so interesting that somebody showed up to your place.
Child,
people are crazy in
that
this
man's
world.
ass. But luckily at that point I was in an apartment. I had a doorman. We had security. It wasn't like crazy, but and he was like, he honestly wasn't dangerous. He was just desperate, and it just wasn't. I wasn't here for it.
Oh,
but
that's sad.
Yeah. there's a lot security wise, because I think also, so there was this one situation we had way back in the club, and there's this one guy in particular that I think a lot of people have experienced this person. It's a strange phenomenon. This person also has like a rap sheet. They have their criminal record. Someone's posted it. They've been like arrested for sex trafficking, like all this crazy shit. And I remember he used to, yeah, he's in Second Life. He used to come to the club. And I remember me and Raina very early on, we were like, what is the gag here? Like, what is the scam? I'm way too curious for my own good. But like, he tried to get very close to, I think, me and Raina, so other girls felt safe with him. So I think we did. We absolutely just started to distance ourselves. That's when it was just random. I remember he just like started drama. There were like rumors. The girls were making up rumors. Someone was like, I forced them to have sex in the club, like random shit, like out of nowhere. So people were looking at me sideways. And like, granted, that was back when I was very anonymous. No one knew shit about me, so they didn't know if this shit was true or not. But I remember months after that whole fiasco ended with him at our club, a lot of these girls were like, they're feeling like, one, he's blackmailing them. That was the first thing that he did. He would grab their IPs because he would give them links. They trusted him because proximity to myself and Raina at that point. So they were clicking on links he gave. I think he like set up a website at one point. He's grabbing IP addresses. He's saying that he could hack them. I don't think he was actually capable, but he was basically holding a lot of them kind of like quote unquote hostage to get shit from them, to get money, to get news, to get like all these types of weird shit things. Second Life doesn't help in that situation. Because I remember we reported conversations. He was smart. He used voice a lot. There's nothing. I mean, I don't know if there's something they can do, but there's nothing they would do in that situation. And it's like, there are going to be dangerous people in Second Life. Like, at first we're like, that was weird. He wants to extort people for money. Okay. But then when you find out, like, he's actually gone to jail for sex trafficking. He's actually been involved in, like, some real shady, sketchy shit in real life. He's absolutely breaking parole by being in here doing the same shit, but there's no way for them to govern that, and they can't help. Because I think I reached out to a Linden directly, and I'm like, I don't know what to do here, and like they couldn't point me in the right direction. They didn't have anything. They couldn't do anything. So it's like, well,
see.
So I would say be careful.
Yeah, that brings like a whole like different conversation about like criminals being on here and how you can protect yourself from them. Because those people right there are a different kind. They'll really push themselves to get to know you.
So like if your spidey sense goes off about someone, like legit trust it. I think at that point my curiosity kind of trumped my just like paranoia, because I was like, something's weird as fuck about this person, but I was like, what's going on though? What's the gag? And we like stuck with it. And I was like, I want to see what the fuck he's up to, because like he was also someone that was pouring money into the club. He would drop hundreds of thousands of Linden per girl within like 5 minutes.
Gosh.
So we were like, the fuck is going on? Like, what could he be getting at? I was like, maybe he'll report it and get all his money back. And I was like, all right. So I was like, make sure you have like a contract kind of in text, just in case you got to fight for it. But that didn't even happen. It was just like, he was really extorting a lot of people, and it was scary. And that's why like people always ask me like, is this a good game for kids? No, because there are dangerous ass people in here, and like you're the only one that can protect yourself. So
my nephew wanted to. He came in my room and he's like, "What are you playing?" I'm like, "I'm playing an adult game. You can play." And he's like, "Why not?" And I said, "Okay, you want to know why not? I'm going to give you the whole detail. There's this, that. You cannot be on this game." Like, I tell everybody who asks me about this game, like, it's 18 plus. Don't join it if you don't like this, that. Don't join.
And like, I think a lot of people look at the 18 plus thing. They're like, "Oh, it's because they have so much sex." No. Because you really are just responsible for yourself here.
Yeah, it's you or nobody. Like it's against you against the whole world, pretty much.
Alrighty, that was Amber Rose. Oh wait, what's up?
Oh, never mind. I was just gonna say, nothing really. It was good talking to you. Hi, chat. By the way, it's me, Jules. But it was good talking to you. Take care.
You too. Thank you so much.
Thank you. You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye. All right, I'm going to try to catch up with y'all really quick, and then Ika, I'll bring you on. Yeah, so it's just like the real world. One thing though, I think that makes it different and makes it slightly more dangerous. Honestly, I almost did a true crime like video talking about all the crimes that have started. There are a couple from Second Life, but generally from the internet. There's just such a level of like anonymity here. Like you just don't know who the hell you're dealing with. I think in real life you have a certain level of discernment where you're like, something's up here. I mean, sometimes, not all the time, you can get blindsided, but sometimes you can see something bad coming at you with a little bit of like notice. In Second Life you'd have no idea. Like it's very easy to get caught up. Yeah, this one person, she used 21 alts to harass you on and off SL. Oh, we got to talk about the alt situation too. Hi, everyone who's joined. So sorry that I haven't been able to see everyone. I've been into these combos. They have been interesting. But let me bring Ika on. Oops. Join when you can. But it's crazy. Crazy world. We gotta wrap this up at some point. I've loved all these conversations. Like it's just like real, and I feel like it's something we never talked about when I joined. And like you just have to figure it out. And I would have rather have not figured it out. Hey, Ika.
Hi.
How's it going?
It's good. I've just been playing dress up all day.
Love it. All right, you said you have something.
Oh my gosh. I have been debating like making a whole story time about this because I want to do a channel at some point too, or like TikTok something. But I might as well just tell it here. So,
yeah.
Oh Lord, it's probably been like a year now. I have a whole new partner. This stuff is like kind of gone with the wind, but it still sits in my mind a lot. I dated a guy on SL, and dear God, he was a piece of work. So one thing that I am like iffy about is like dating outside of my race, just because of some issues I've had with it in the past. I grew up on the internet. Like as soon as I started playing social games, I was dating, and most of the time the guys I would end up talking to were not black because the types of games I played, they just weren't on there. It just was what it was. So once I started dating in real life, I was like, oh, I'm never like going back to internet dating.
Yeah.
So at the time I had a real life partner. He knew that I was dating on SL just for like casual stuff. But he didn't really have anything to say about it. He was like, whatever, I don't feel like playing SL, so do you.
Yeah.
Met this guy on IMVU. I just like rejoined one of my usual rooms and I was talking about SL and he was like, oh, you play too, add me. So it went from like just me adding him, we hung out, to him just pouring his heart out and just being like, oh my gosh, I like you so much. And I was like, But I was super into role play, so I allowed like, I was like, hey, we can like do something casual, but like I don't like you like that. This man was a whole narcissist. He told me he had like a felony charge. He had an ankle monitor, and I was like, okay, it's a good thing this is just SL. Because he was weird at least and a menace at worst. Like that man was straight up evil sometimes. And I kind of like pushed it to the side until he started trying to manipulate me and the people around me, and I just was like, I have to get out. He stalked my real life Instagram. He was messaging me and my SL sister all this bullshit. I was like, I'm not here for it. Message me one more time and I'm gonna call the police. Like, it's not a joke. Like, I will, like, I'll call your parole officer. Play with me if you want.
For real.
I wasn't having it.
Yeah, it's just crazy. You never know.
And like ever since then, I've been pretty strictly anti-SL dating. I've had a few guys that have been interested in me. One of them I even met in real life, and we went out to eat. It was pretty cool. But like it never really went anywhere. Both me and him were kind of like, we like to stay to ourselves, which is not a problem, but like that's not really a way to start a relationship. So it never went anywhere. And then I have a whole new partner at this point. I've just gotten to the point where I'm like, if I get a partner and I want them to play SL with me, I'm bringing them from another game to SL, because otherwise it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
But it's like you don't think about how many people on SL could potentially be bad players until you experience it. And it's like, even hearing what you were talking about, I was just like, well, damn,
Yeah.
I thought maybe I was having like an outlier situation, but it seems like because of the access, like the wide access of the internet, you really never know what people are capable of or like
Yeah.
who they really are. And just I'm looking at the chat. He told me about the ankle monitor because he just wanted to be transparent. I was not expecting it. I didn't care because I'm like, the story he told me, he was like, he got framed for stuff. And I'm like, okay, that's not really my business. I don't plan on
Yeah.
meeting you in real life. You live in like Midwestern US. I live in East Coast. I don't care. But like, I'm like, you messaging my real life Instagram after we done broke off months ago. Like, you do realize where I live, right?
Right.
Like, you try and pull up, it's gonna be, that's your life on the line. I don't care.
No, it's crazy. It's like, that's
Yeah.
when like you really just like have to be, I don't want to say like, because I know I'm super cautious and close off. I don't share anything. But like there are some people that are very open and like want to live like
Yeah, I'm
their life
pretty,
like that.
I have a bad habit of oversharing where like in an attempt to almost seem personable but not really expose 100% of who I am.
Yeah.
I overshare, and that's not healthy. I need to stop. But like, I also believe in being transparent with like life because sometimes you never know what you're going through that someone else may have gone through and how you may be able to support someone else in something they're dealing with. Like, that's something I would try to push for, is like, don't tell too much if you're not comfortable, but just enough to where you can really find people you relate to.
And definitely, like, I always think, I'm like, if this person were malicious, what could they do with the information I'm giving them? And if it's to the point where they could get up in your business, that's usually when I'll stop. But it's like, there's just, I don't know, it's hard. It's hard to figure out. So,
it's a very fine line. Very fine line.
yeah. Alrighty, Aika, thanks for sharing.
Of course.
Crazy story.
Bye.
All right, see ya. All right, y'all. I know I don't want to be here all day. I don't want to keep y'all all night, but this is just a really interesting conversation. And the one thing that she said in the beginning of this was like, he was very quick to be really into her. And that made me think of like how much like love bombing happens in Second Life. Like, I've experienced this a lot. People will be overwhelmingly like supportive. And it's very hard now that I have YouTube because I'm like, a lot of y'all are just genuinely supportive. But I've come across people who are just like overwhelmingly like they love you and they want to be there for you and they do all these crazy things. I remember there was someone in particular, like Raina knows all my stories, so she's gonna know exactly who I'm talking about. This person was love bombing the shit out of me and getting very close. And then like, again, using their proximity to me to take advantage of people around me. And it was very strange. So, I mean, moral of the story, there are going to be some, like, that's the thing. Like, it's, one, Second Life is awesome because you can meet so many different types of people. But on the other hand, all those different types of people aren't always, you know, good people. So you just have to be careful. But anyway, y'all, this was a good conversation. I'm here for this. If you want to do stuff like this again, let me know. I like these real, transparent conversations about Second Life because I feel like as someone who just plays all the time, I think I make a lot of entertaining or a lot of content that makes Second Life seem so fun and so playful and like this fucking fairy tale land. And it's not. Like, there's real stuff here that happens. And I think people should be aware about as they decide to just, you know, spend a lot of time here. And just especially as living like life on the internet period is becoming more common and these different metaverse platforms are popping up. I think these are just things to be cautious of, and just like reality is just real shit. And like, we're all adults and we can still know all of this and still say, I want to go have fun. And that's kind of where I am now. Like, I'm like, yeah, there's a lot of toxicity, but I'm still going to be here because I have fun and there are still some really good people here. So yeah. I have no idea. I pulled it up for you for a second. It just says, I was just searching. It looks like it was Gotcha. Chic Diamond Phone. I have no idea. That's all it says to me. 187 chic diamond phone. Search that on Marketplace. I know I got it on Marketplace. But you guys, this was a good combo. For those of you guys who don't know, I'm producing my very first Second Life reality show. It's very heavily inspired by Selling Sunset and Big Brother a little bit. Actually, I haven't seen Big Brother, so not really. But it's inspired by those type of reality shows where, you know, they all up in everybody's business all the time. We're casting now. Casting closes on Sunday. So if you already applied, you'll get a message on Sunday. If you haven't applied yet and you want to, be sure to do so. Let me grab a link really quick and drop it. Basically, it's going to follow the lives of 4 to 6 realty employees at Vanderbuilt Realty. We're all going to be living in the same house together. We're going to film for a few weeks. It's going to be very invasive. It's not just role play though. It is about really capturing your Second Life experience overall. So be prepared to let us get up in your business. We'll explain more of that during your casting process, but we really want to be all up in your business. Here is the link that has more information on it. If you want to apply, please do so quickly. We also need people helping out on the production side, so there's an app for that too. Did I get everyone? Perfect. Well, this was fun. Again, comment after this if you want more videos like this. I know that's gonna be loud. I forgot to turn the volume down. Oh, it's fine. You guys enjoy the rest of your night. I had so much fun chatting with you. If you enjoyed, like, subscribe, comment after the video, and let me know if you want more videos like this and what kind of topics you guys want to talk about. But you guys enjoy the rest of your night. Happy weekend. I will see you Sunday. And bye.
Haciendo el amor, no hay nada más que eso está